Hello and welcome back to the on Space and an edition of NXT Out of 10, and Battleground saw Trick Williams shock the wrestling world, winning the TNA World title from Joe Hendry. We got all of the fallout from that on this week's show, as well as the fallout from the rest of the Battleground pay-per-view at the weekend. But when we open with a video package of the recap of what happened before Ricky Saints made his way to the ring to defend the North American title against Ethan Page, and yeah, they didn't wait for an official instruction and began brawling before the bell. Security pulled them apart and the crowd chanted, "Let them fight." The announcer said the match would begin immediately, and once the bell rang, security cleared out and they started throwing hands again. After a few minutes, security had to get involved again when they tried to use weapons. NXT GM Ava came out and said they wanted a clear winner. The announcers said it wasn't necessarily an ODQ match, but the referee was given more discretion. We returned from a break to see them both go flying over the announcer table as they continued to brawl. Again, security got involved. Orlego jot Saints across Joe and Neckbreaker, and the rest spent a long time checking on them. WWE did everything they could to make this feel more than just a title, and it worked. It felt like a bitter rivalry where one was going to go to hospital. Saints managed to kick out the Ego's edge, but Page still beat him in the end to become North American champion. This was a fun match, and it's always going to be hard for anything else on the show to top it. And it might have even been better in the main event slot. But yeah, a really brutal match to start. Shocked by the result. I guess Saints maybe his main roster band, but a big win for Page as well. So yeah, 6 out of 10 from me. TNA's Mike Santana then made his in-ring debut for WWE this week, taking on Taven Heights, and he made his way through the crowd and looked hyped. They locked up and fought for control. Heights used his amateur background to score a couple of takedowns, but Santana used his veteran experience to keep up with him. A hugely physical and competitive match. Both guys are versatile athletes who have as much agility as they do power, so they found their groove quickly. Heights put up a good fight, but Santana was able to get the win with a spinning clothesline. This was far from perfect, but the crowd loved it. Santana showed Heights respect after the match, but Dempsey looked pretty furious. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. A good introduction to the NXT crowd for Santana. Before Trick Williams came out to the beat of Whoop That Trick as he celebrated winning the world title, he turned on the crowd a bit and said NXT didn't appreciate him, so he's going to TNA. Santana came out and gave him props, but he said Trick is not his champion. He said that the title holder made a bad impression by trying to tear down the TNA name, calling Trick a pretender. Santino Morella then appeared and told Williams he had his first title defence set up against Santana. A pretty standard promo segment, set up a title match. Nothing surprising was said, but it's fine for what it was. Williams trying to play a heel felt forced at first, but I think he's definitely making his way. And at the end of the day, NXT developmental for a reason. Tatum Paxter took on Jaden Parker after a backstage segment last week, and Parker ended up in this match, who had been against Paxter, who had been more emotional than usual since Dolan was released and Shotzi went off the radar. Parker backed her into the corner, but Paxi quickly fought back and got aggressive. Parker had the power advantage and used it whenever she could. This competitive back and forth contest, Parker used one of Paxi's dolls to distract her so she could hit her finisher for the win, but Thea Hale attacked Parker as soon as it was over. There wasn't much this one, but it had good energy and made Parker look pretty tough. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. We then got the winner of WWE LFG Season 1, Jasper Troy, making an NXT debut against Dante Chen. Troy made an impact when he attacked Femi recently, and he was looking to prove he deserved to go after the champion by dominating his first opponent. The match only lasted a few minutes. It saw Troy control 90% of the pace. Chen then made a brief comeback, but Troy eventually ran him over and hit a black hole slam for the win. Femi's music hit when he appeared in the crowd's nest. He said Troy's 5 second of fame were over, so that will obviously have a match soon. But yeah, except for that, it's good to see Troy, but except for that, not too much more of note. 5 out of 10. Ethan Page came out to win in the title earlier, but he was interrupted by Javon and Laredo Kid from AAA. Ray Phoenix also showed up, and so it looks like there'll be a fatal 4-way for the belt at Worlds Collide, and yeah, that's going to be a banger match. After a break, we got Jane and Vicker coming out for the women's main event. The latter rushed to the ring and the former attacked her as soon as she rolled in, so the rest skipped the intros and called for the bell. A couple of women from AAA showed up, but Vice came to fight them off. The distraction almost led to Jane getting a win, but the champ kicked out and hit a springboard crossbody. Other than interference, this is a solid bout. Jane is someone who has developed some kind of talent who can work anyone, and Vicker continues to prove why she belongs at the top of the mountain. Jane got into an argument with Fallon Henley at ringside, but it didn't matter because she helped Jane score a surprising win to become the champion. Didn't see this coming at all. Really enjoyed the chaos. Really enjoyed the match, but yeah, thought Vicker was sure would retain, but it seems like she's main roster bound, and yeah, so pleased with JC Jane. She's deserved this opportunity for a while. A shocking but very surprising, I think, an intriguing win. Can't wait to see Vicker on the main roster, and you know what, it could well be the right move. So 6 out of 10 from me. Overall, NXT gets a 6 out of 10 for me this week. Yeah, quite a shocking episode of NXT this week. 2 title changes, and can't really say I saw either of them coming, to be fair. So yeah, a very exciting episode, and yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought, a pretty decent show, lots of surprises, like I say, and yeah, lots of intrigue as well with the whole TNA AAA stuff. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme, and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.